Stop all the hate for the compact comics. Oh my goodness, let me tell you. I can't tell you how much pushback I've seen for the idea that compact comics need to be fully supported. And by that I mean having long, continuous runs adapted into a compact comic format. And this is for all companies. This is for Marvel, DC, anyone who's making compacts. That's what I'm referring to, is compacts getting long, continuous, multi-volume runs. I cannot tell you the amount of pushback I have seen in comment sections on several videos where they're like, that's not what compacts are for. They don't need multiple volumes. There should only be one volume, and if it can't contain the whole story in one volume, then you should go to a different format and read the rest of the story. I don't want to. I don't want to. And I think multiple people are like that. I think there is a large group of people who are similar to me, and they just prefer the compact comics lineup. I think they are fantastic. All sorts of compact comics. I like the DC compacts. I like Marvel's compact edition that they're starting to support finally next year with the 9.99 books. That's insane. And I would love to see these runs get long runs, long multiple volume runs that tell entire storylines. But it's crazy. You would think that the people who are against this, they just wouldn't be. We're all on the same team in this. That's what blows my mind. That's what really it like hits me out of left field. I don't understand it. You act as though we're asking for compact comics to replace formats that you love. That is not the case. I don't want to see the end of trade paperbacks, or the end of omnibuses, or the Epic collections, or DC's Finest, or any other formats that you enjoy. I'm asking for support for a format that other people enjoy that don't enjoy these other styles. Me, I'm reading all sorts of stuff. You can see it in previous comic book hauls. You can see it on reviews that I've done for comic books on the channel. I'm getting everything from omnis to epics to compendiums to other collected editions. Brother, I'm even still getting singles occasionally. Like, there is no format that I am not interested in. I love them all. But my favorite, my absolute favorite, just happens to be the compact comics. And I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if it's obvious, but I'm a big manga fan. I love manga. I read manga. And what gets me so excited is seeing a similar version to that in Western comics. It's in full color. That's another thing that it beats manga on. That's the one complaint I have for manga. Let me tell you right now, if manga started printing things in full color, I probably wouldn't have even jumped back into Western comic books. And that's just the sad truth of it, because I think that's the only thing that it's missing. That's the only thing that it lacks, is having the support to have full color comics for manga. But I digress. My whole thing is, not only does it feel familiar, but it's something I enjoy. I like the pocket size, the factor of it. I like being able to carry it around easy and quickly, and I like that all the content that it has inside of it. The DC issues, some of the compacts, they have like 12 or 13 issues in a compact. That's crazy. That's more than a volume of a trade paperback. That's almost as much as a DC Finest or a Marvel Epic. It just depends on the title. And that's what I love about them. They're great. They're compact, they're affordable, they collect, a good chunk of material. My only complaint for them is I wish that they supported it through entire runs. But the second I say that, the second those words leave my mouth, there's someone typing away. Oh, this fool right here thinks that he could get a nice compact format with the multiple volume runs? Yes. Why is that a bad thing? You act as though it is hindering you from enjoying the formats that you like. Well, here's a crazy novel idea. Why don't we get both? Right? Why don't we get both? Like, why don't you still get the support for the comic book formats that you like, and the people like me who would prefer compact formats, why don't we get that support? You know what I'm saying? People are so adamantly against this, and it's a small group of people, I believe. I think for the large majority, people either don't care or they want to see compact comics get entire runs. Like, I love that. That gets me so excited knowing that there is a community of people out there who are like supporting the compacts, even if they don't read the compacts. I love people like that. Absolutely love it because they realize it's just good for the hobby. It's good for everybody. Like, everybody wins. But there's a small group of people. I don't know if it's fear controlling them, making them think that, oh, if compacts come around, then the format that I like's no longer going to exist. That's not the case. No one's advocating for that. No one wants to see another format suffer because of the addition of a different format or continued support for a different format. That's not what anybody wants. No one is asking for that. We're just asking that the compacts get the same love that other formats get, where they can tell entire story runs that people want to collect because they just like that format. It is nothing against the other formats. Like I said, I collect them all, brother. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything. Whatever strikes my fancy, that's what I'm going for. The Age of Krakoa run for the X-Men, I'm picking up the Omnis for that. But there's also like paperbacks, like collected paperbacks that have like the Sins of Sinister or X of Swords, stuff like that. And X of Swords is out of print. But anyway, I digress again. This is just a rant session. I'm all over the place with this because it blows my mind. It blows my mind that I see such resistance and such pushback for this sentiment of wanting to see compact comics supported like long term. I don't know why people would have a problem with that. It drives me insane because it's good for the hobby. You cannot deny that one of the reasons that comics are still popular now is because of the insane influx of support that you are getting from people who started reading comics because of these compact formats. DC has led the charge with this, and it has got a group of readers into the hobby that currently didn't exist. And don't tell me you haven't heard like the rumors and the naysayers and the doomsday people who are all like, oh, comics are dying. There's no support for comics. Comics is a lost art. It's not going to be around in 5, 10. That's crazy. That's crazy because there's always something that keeps people coming back. Right now, it seems to be the compact formats for all different companies that seem to be getting new readers involved, casual readers involved, manga readers involved, and you're taking large chunks of people that weren't really interested in this hobby or in this particular avenue in the first place, and now you're getting them. They're starting to come in droves and get involved in the hobby. And people act like this is a bad thing. Like, okay, well, they bought their first volume. Let's let them get what we like now. They don't wanna, brother. And if they do, great. But why don't you support what got people into it in the first place? People are actually attracted to these compact comics, whether it's the cost, whether it's the size, whether it's just the feel of it. You know what doesn't translate well? When I pick up a DC compact comic and I crack it open, the smell of the comic is intoxicating. It's great. It pulls you in. It smells like an old library. And when you crack it open, you smell that ink, the printing on the paper. I don't know, brother. It just takes me to a different place. It teleports me to a different point in time where, brother, I'm the page master. I'm the keeper of the stories. And I got it all right there at my fingertips. And that smell, just that smell of those comics. Marvel Premiere Collection, they also did a good job with that. When you crack open a Premiere Collection, you get that smell, that ink smell that's on that paper. Brother, what are we talking about? People will dog the compact comics for that reason alone. Well, it's not that high gloss paper that's in the trade paperbacks or the omnis. It's an inferior quality. You're out of your mind. You're absolutely crazy. This is what attracts me. It's one of the things that like pulls me in the direction of the compact comics. I love that smell. I love the feel of that paper. I love that matte paper that's like not reflective, so that way when I'm sitting under a light source and I'm trying to read my comic, I don't have to sit there and wiggle it like some sort of weird etch-a-sketch to not get glare on the paper. No shade to high gloss paper. No shade to the trades or the omnis. I like reading those too, but they're in specific settings. I'm not taking a tome in an Omni to bed and sitting there flipping through it in the bed. I'm sitting at a table. I'm sitting with light off to the side that shines onto the paper so I don't get direct glare. Brother, it's an experience. I got a plan for it. These giant tomes, these absolute majestic workings of wisdom and story just packed into one giant cinder block. It ain't something I'm carrying to work with me. It's not something people are probably carrying to school or to their commute and reading and breaking out a big ass omnibus and just flipping through the pages. That's crazy. So you can see why people would be attracted to the compacts, but you still see people resist, still see pushback. Look, brother, if you don't like compacts, just say you don't like compacts. That's totally fine. I got no shade towards people who don't like the compact comics. But if the reason you don't like them is because you think that they just don't deserve to have full support, get out of here. That's crazy. What are we talking about? It is only good for your hobby to have as many people wanting to read these stories, wanting to pick up these titles, wanting to get invested into the hobby as possible. And yet, still, I see it on almost every video that I talk about compact comics. There's always at least one comment where it's like, I can't believe this guy has the nerve to want to have collected entire runs in a compact version. Just read the first volume and get the other set in a different format. Brother, not only am I a reader, I'm a collector. I don't want to have one volume as a compact to then right next to it have it sit beside an omnibus that fills out not only what I've already just read, but the remainder of the format or the remainder of the comic. It's crazy to me. It looks good. It feels good. It smells good. I know that sounds weird, but that's what it translates to, and it doesn't translate well in video. I can't crack open a book and be like, "Hey, smell that." If you have a compact, a DC compact, or a Marvel Premiere Collection, next time you crack it open, especially if you buy it fresh, right out of the store, and it hasn't been really handled or messed with too much, and you crack that book open and you get that smell, brother, there's nothing like it. I'm telling you, it literally, it gives me all the good feelings, gives me all the good vibes. And like I said, I'm rambling, I'm ranting, I'm all over the place. But like I said, that's what I was going to do for this video. There's probably not going to be any timestamps. You're not going to be able to jump to anything specific in this. And I'm sorry. If that's what people are looking for is some coherent, well thought out rant, I'm just getting this off my chest. That's all. That's what this video is for me to rant about the fact that people are ranting about hating compact comics. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If it's not your preferred format, I totally understand that. But wanting to root against it and not to have support for it for a group of people who do enjoy the compacts blows my mind. You love comics. I love comics. People like me who want to see more support for the compact formats, they like comics. What is the harm in letting us have a format that we gravitate towards and you guys still having the formats that you love? I know people are worried, that it might be, like I said, fear, or it might be just, I don't know, concern or panic that their formats are no longer going to be supported. I do not think that is even remotely going to be the case. If anything, I think it's going to bring more readers and more money to the hobby, and that's, a rising tide lifts all boats. I think we'll all be doing well. I think we'll all be eating good. I think we're all going to have a great time. But I don't get it. Tell me if you guys have seen what I'm talking about. Are you familiar? Are you getting this kind of pushback? Have you seen it in the comments? Have you just seen it on other videos in general? Are you getting this general consensus that it's a small group of people? Granted, it is a very, very small but vocal group that hates these compact comics. I'll never understand it. I just don't get it. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Do you love the compact formats? Whether it's for Marvel, DC, Image, IDW, whoever, whatever the company. Are you digging the compact formats? Or are you one of those people who absolutely hate compacts? And let me know why for either of those two answers. But I'm so curious. me, you already know through the videos that I've put out, I'm a huge fan of compact comics, and I hope that they continue to get a lot of popularity and support. And I would love to see entire runs adapted into them. So that's my 2 cents on it. And thank you for letting me rant and for sticking around and watching this. So I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.